Hi, it's me, Sunny, and I have been away for quite some time, and I did, hopefully before you see this, I have uploaded a non-ASMR video of my thoughts and my feelings on things going on in the world right now. And hopefully, even though I am very passionate in that video, you found it helpful, or now you know a little bit more about me. I just did not see it to be fit to be an ASMR style video, and I did not want this to be that video to be a sit down video where I'm, my words are very mechanical or trained in any sort of way. I really wanted everything I was saying to be how I was feeling in the moment and to try and express myself as articulately as I could. And that's all I could do for that video. So this video, however, will be a soft-spoken ASMR video of finally the books that I've read over the past few months. So I'm actually sitting in front of my bookshelf right now. I would film, with it behind me, but the lighting is not the best. I'm filming on my laptop on a webcam right now, so the quality is just terrible. So I'm sorry about that, but I am gonna try and get an adapter for my iPhone to use the Blue Yeti with that, so hopefully these videos start getting a little bit better with the crazy lighting and everything going on. So okay, so I'm gonna try to remember where we left off. I think I had shown you a few things here and there, so I'm going to now kind of show you all the books that I've read, and tell you about the book that I'm currently reading. I currently have about 50 pages left of that book. It's a very short book. It's also a different genre than I usually read, so it's a little slow going, but it's still very interesting. Just I'll feel better when I finish it. Okay, so excuse me for one moment. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't have a huge book collection, but I do have one small bookcase, and I have it sectioned off. So the books that I've read are on the top. The books that my TBR is kind of in the middle, and then I have poetry and kind of like coffee table books on the next shelves. So anyway, let's just get started, I guess, shall we? So these are in no real particular order. just gonna go ahead and start with this book. And I have dog-eared the pages, which is awful. But it is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I think most of us know this story, or have seen the movie adaptation. So, let's see. Yep. This follows a woman named Rachel, and she takes the train to work, or takes the train, I guess, every single day, the same route. And she notices God, sorry, my hair is doing something absolutely crazy. She notices a couple that are always outside their house on the kind of balcony area. And she kind of gives them names and makes up lives for them and what they do and what they talk about, and they kind of have the perfect relationship to her in her eyes. And then one day she sees the woman with another man on the balcony. And she gets very upset. And she can't believe that that woman would cheat on her perfect spouse. And a short while later, the woman comes up missing. I'm sorry, my cats are on top of my bookshelf. But the main character in this, the protagonist, Rachel, she has a very, very, very bad drinking problem. She's not the most reliable, and she's also in a strained separation from her ex-husband and his new wife and their baby. This is a thriller kind of mystery book, and the twists and turns in here are really, really, really good, I think. Definitely a certain like Gone Girl vibes to it. If you liked Gone Girl, I think you would like this book. If you've seen the movie, I would suggest reading the book, just because in the book you get the different perspectives of some of the different characters. So you get Rachel, and you get the woman Jess, the woman and the man Jess and Jason. Those are their fake names. The real names are eventually revealed, but you kind of get their perspectives on the story as well. And I really liked this book. I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it wasn't like the best thing I ever read, but it was definitely entertaining. And this book is .395 pages. So that was our first book. The second book that I read since the last time I made a video is What We Lose by Cindy Clemens. This is another very short book. It's just so beautiful. I love like small, like beautiful books. I don't know why. I think that's why I have a lot of poetry, is because it's just so, it's so cute to just like throw in a bag, and like they're really quick reads, and I just really like it. So, this is by Cindy Clemens. This is fiction, but it kind of takes parts of her own experiences, and she kind of mixes them into this book. I think I mentioned it in my Black Lives Matter video, but I will read you the synopsis of what the book is about. And it says, raised in Pennsylvania, our main character, Thandi, views the world of her mother's childhood in Johannesburg, South Africa, as both impossibly distant and ever-present. She is an outsider wherever she goes, caught between being black and white, American and not. She tries to connect these dislocated pieces of her life, but as her mother succumbs to cancer, Thandi searches for an anchor, someone or something to love. Through exquisite and emotional vignettes, Cindy Clemens creates a stunning portrayal of what it means to choose to live after loss, of a young woman's understanding of absence and identity. So this book is very interesting in the way that it's written. It's almost short story-esque. There are no chapters, and there's even some media in here. So you'll have a page like this, and then let's see, a page like this. It was a very interesting book. I read it in a day. It is 207 pages, so it's a very, very short. In the way that it's written, without there being any real chapters, and the pages being so short, and the stories being so short, it actually was very easy to read. Zeppelin, we don't need you to do all that. You're being very loud. I'm sorry. But this book was very good. I gave this a 4 out of 5. It wasn't, again, one of the best books I ever read, but I felt like I really connected to this book because I myself have lost my mother, and this really dealt with her mother, relationship between her and her mother getting cancer, and the just relationship of her and her mom, her realizing that her mother is not a perfect person. I found that to be very interesting, so that was this book. The next book was, I saw another booktuber actually review this book and say that it was one of their favorites. I think it was in an unhaul video. That's neither here nor there, but I thought it sounded very interesting and very vague, and so I decided to give it a chance. And that is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. This is a large book, pretty large. There is 406 pages. Yeah, 406 pages. And the synopsis of it says, a beautiful and provocative love story between two unlikely people and the hard-won relationship that elevates them above the Midwestern med lab backdrop of their lives. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things challenges all we know and believe about the human heart. I really thought that sounded very interesting to me. And the kind of I would say the first quarter of this book, I was absolutely in love. I thought it was the cutest, sweetest story I had ever read. I thought it was so sweet. It basically follows this young girl named Wavy, from the time that she's about 5, until she's 18. And the relationship that she forms with a family friend, who is a Native American biker, which I thought was really, really cool and interesting. I personally love Native American culture. I find it to be very, very interesting. Yeah, I like to learn about it and what I can, but I think Native American people are just so amazing and strong and beautiful, and truly have been through a lot, and I don't know, I find it interesting. But anyway, the first quarter of this book, it seemed almost like a very sweet, I don't know, like two unlikely friends, but it actually ended up being love and sexual, and I hated that. Even though I understand that those things happen, and that is a very real part of life, and many of you may have had similar relationships with older men or women when you were a minor or quite young. It still does not make it okay for the person older to engage in a relationship like that. And I found it slightly disturbing after that, but I was already committed to reading the book. There is no rape or assault or anything of the sort between the two characters. Everything is completely consensual, as much as a minor can consent. But I still did not like that aspect of the book, and I just I couldn't get with it after that. But I did finish it, and I still thought it was pretty beautifully written and very, very interesting. And I did give it a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5. But yeah, it was pretty good though. I did enjoy it, but just keep that in mind, I guess. The next book I read was Birthday by Meredith Russo. And this book is actually really beautiful. It has sprayed edges that are rainbow. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I think that this cover is like everything. I think it's so gorgeous. I really enjoyed this book a lot. It is a YA, I'm pretty sure. I actually got this book from Book Outlet, and I do really enjoy Book Outlet, mostly for the prices, and this book came to me with sprayed edges, and I was gagged. But it also is signed by the author, which I was like, oh my god, you know. Someone must have gotten this at a book convention, maybe, or possibly a book signing, I don't know. But I thought that was super cool and interesting. This book was easy to read, mostly because it is a YA. Oh, my foot is falling asleep. This book was 300 pages exactly. So again, pretty short. And this follows two boys, Morgan and Eric, who were born on the same day, in the same town, in the same hospital, in the same room almost, during like a really, really bad storm. And so they've always been kind of connected by that. Are you done? Sorry. And they've always been connected by that. They both play football, they both go to the same school, they listen to the same music, they hang out every day. But one of the boys, Morgan, starts to realize that he really wants to be a female, and he is transgender. And his mother has also passed away due to cancer, so he kind of deals with that, as well as coming to terms with puberty and realizing that he is transgender. And his mother leaves him like a video or a card every year on his...
Here's a result from search.
Oh my god. Oh god, why did it do that? I'm so sorry. That was weird. She leaves him things for him to find on his birthday every year. And yeah, this book was really, really good. I don't want to say too much. But yeah, the relationship between the two boys gets strained, and then it doesn't, and then, you know, just read it. I think it was really good. This author also has a second book. If I Was Your Girl. And actually, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but this author is also a trans woman. So that was really cool and interesting. So I'm sure some of this probably was personal experience as well. So that was the other book. The fourth book. Wow, I did good this month. The next book, if you guys watch my channel or my previous book videos, hello Zeppelin, you will know that I talked about this book in March and I DNF'd it. Zeppelin wants to say hi. I DNF'd this book, but I decided to give it another chance, and I did. So, this book is Call Me By Your Name. I DNF'd this book because I thought that the characters were terrible. I found them to be a little bit creepy and a little bit toxic almost, and I really hated it. But I decided to give it another chance, and I absolutely loved the book so much. I really, really enjoyed it. It is very, very artistic and artsy, and I feel like maybe I wasn't deep enough to fully appreciate it or understand it the first time around. Like, so much has changed in 2 months. I tried to read it again with an open mind because so many people love this book, and I mean, I'm not a gay man, but I am a gay woman, and I was like, what am I not getting here? Like, why do I not enjoy this book? I think the writing style was a little hard for me. It seemed very stream of consciousness, a lot of run-on sentences, no breaks in the story, besides like the parts. I think there's like 3 parts, but there's no like page break, there's no like real chapter. It's hard to read, I personally think, but the story in of itself was very beautiful, and reading it like front to back, I really enjoyed it. So I also decided to watch the movie after I read this. The movie was beautiful and I loved it. I'm not straight, but Timothée Chalamet is a very gorgeous man. But more than that, his acting was great. It was really, really great. And he seems very like a down-to-earth type of actor. I don't know. And I think he fit the role of Elio really well. I just loved the way that the movie was filmed. It was obviously gorgeous, Italy. And the soundtrack was beautiful. Of course, the book is different from the movie, and the ending. The book spans years of time afterwards, and the movie cuts it short. So, if you have not read this, I highly suggest that you read it. And I did give this a 4.5 out of 5. So, I really enjoyed it the second time around. Moving on. Oh, I forgot to tell you the page. 248 pages. It literally has no acknowledgements, no author's note. It goes from the first page to 248 pages. I thought it was very interesting the way it was written. The next book I read was a change of pace for me. I don't normally read fantasy. It's just not something I'm really that interested in, although I'd like to give it a chance. I've never read any of the Harry Potter books. I've never read any of the Harry Potter books. Is that triggering for you? I've never read any of the Harry Potter books. I hear a lot of people say you can't say that you're a reader unless you haven't read Harry Potter. And I say to that, fuck you. I understand that they're very popular and that they have their place in, honestly, pop culture now. But, just personally, that's just not a genre that I'm interested in. Although I'm not denying that the books may be wonderful, or that I realize what an impact they've had. It's just not something I'm interested in. But, I decided that I needed to try to read something fantasy related. And I tried this. Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. And I have to say that this is one of the prettiest, coolest covers I've ever seen. Like, I just love it. I love the yellow and the red with the little like pops of blue and that hand. Like, I'm obsessed. Also, the inside of this book, like, a bitch. I'm gagged. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I could not follow the story because magic is just not my thing. And although the book may be great for people who read fantasy and like magic realism kind of stuff, it's probably like really, really interesting. Actually, this author, V.E. Schwab, I see a lot of booktubers review So that may be my own fault. This book may be great for you. If you do like magic, totally read it. The story wasn't bad. I didn't like the kind of main characters. They like try to throw a love interest in there. Hated that. Thought it was kind of like sloppy and like an afterthought. But yeah, just there's like some twists in here that are pretty cool, but I just like not for me, you know? Like not for me. But it is oh god. Sorry, that was probably really loud. Okay. 333 pages, and I made it through it, so that's about it. My cats are just wild now right now. So, this author, Sarah Gailey, they actually go by they, them pronouns, so it is not a person who goes by she. It's they, them, and that was kind of cool to read about, so that's about it. Okay, this video is very, 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 very long, but it's our last book. The last book that I read was I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. I also bought this on Book Outlet, and it came to me as a library book, which is fine, I guess, but the Westboro Public Library of Michigan has been missing this book since May 2016, so I am so sorry for your loss. If you'd like it back, please email me and I will send it to you. However, this book was amazing. I loved it. It is a thriller mystery set in the UK, and it's about a woman who is trying to recover from the loss of her son, who was hit by a car, and it was a hit and run. And it follows the detective on the case as well, and his perspective, and it follows a woman that has something to do with the case. And I was totally shocked and blown away at all the twists and turns in this book. And in parts of it I found a little bit slow going, but for the most part I really enjoyed this book. It says, oh my god, okay, I was like, wait, the girl on the train, the woman from Girl on the Train wrote this. Okay, this gets good reviews by the woman who wrote The Girl on the Train. This book was pretty long. 369 pages. I really enjoyed it. I would give this a solid 4 out of 5. I really liked it. And the fact that it was a library book and has this, like, lamination on it, I found it super tingly as I was reading it to, like, if you need this book back, please email me. So, yeah, that was the last book that I read. And I am currently reading The Restaurant at the End of the Universe by Douglas Adams. And it is my first ever sci-fi read. I have read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is the first book in the trilogy. I read that when I was in high school. And I found this book at a local antique mall. And it just like gave me so much nostalgia. Okay, don't mess with my mic, please. It gave me so much memories of reading the other book when I was in high school, so I decided to pick it up and read it. And it's very, very interesting. And I think I actually want to read more sci-fi in the future. So, if you have any sci-fi recommendations that you think I should try for like a first-time sci-fi reader, please let me know, because I find it very interesting and I would